Welcome to a new edition of VR News. Today's headlines. Resident Evil 4 Remake VR Mode on PSVR 2 shows some improvements. Is finally the VR version of Resident Evil 4 we've been waiting for? Pico 5 controllers revealed on a Chinese social media platform. No news on the tracking type yet, but here's how they might work. Ghost Signal, a Stellaris game coming to two new platforms. Coming to SteamVR and PSVR in October, we have a key for each version available for you. A classic gets a VR mode. It's Portal 2, soon a complete tutorial on how to play it on your headset. New XR immersed headset, refundable deposit for purchase, competitive pricing, advanced features, and custom-made. More details in today's news. Another Quest 3 leak. The rendering with the new Elite strap have been revealed. It might be available for purchase right from Quest 3 pre-orders. Incredible price cut for the Varjo Aero by $1,000. The marketing office head says they only just realized they added an extra one to the price, and it was supposed to be this all along. No refunds, in case you were wondering. Official gameplay trailer released for Assassin's Creed Nexus, the first VR chapter in the Assassin's Creed saga. Spoiler: it's not actual gameplay. Unmissable Humble Bundle, a small price for many masterpieces, including After the Fall, Propagation Paradise Hotel, and more. Details in this video. Meta Quest 3, the price for the higher storage model might have leaked. Nothing official yet, but here's what it could be. Greetings Riffraff, welcome back to this new edition of the week's top news. As always, before we start, let me thank this week's supporters, Christian, Dario and Loris. Thank you for your contribution and generosity. I would also like to thank all those who subscribe to the channel, watch the videos all the way through, shares, comments. I'm continuing to collecting game keys for the end of this year event, which will kick off when we will reach 12,000 subscribers. During this event, I'll be giving away keys for all platforms and accessories for Quest 2 and 3. So the more people we get in the channel, the better for everyone. Now let's go to the news. I always been critical about Resident Evil 4 on Quest 2 because I didn't consider it a pure VR game due to its many mechanics ported directly from flat to VR. But it seems that we see a true Resident Evil 4 VR experience with the VR mode of the recent remake coming to PSVR 2 this winter. Until a few months ago, the demo still had many of the limitations seen in the Quest 2 version. However, a recent gameplay video showed some promising improvements, including better weapons interaction, more environmental interaction, and a third-person camera that doesn't break immersion as much. It appears that Capcom is taking VR seriously for Resident Evil 4 Remake, so stay tuned for more details and the official release date. On Chinese social media, images of the presumed Pico 5 controllers have caused quite a stir. I say it because the icon on the system button is the same as the one on Pico 4 controllers, leading me to believe that are indeed Pico controllers. However, they lack tracking rings, and it's unclear whether they have AR sensor somewhere. So, how might the tracking works for these potential Pico 5 controllers? They could have AR sensor beneath the top surface of the disc that house the thumbsticks and the buttons, very similar to what's expected for the Quest 3 controllers. Alternatively, Pico could have brought back the electromagnetical tracking technology used already in the Pico Neo 2 controllers, which allow tracking even when the controllers are out of the sight of the headset. This is an interesting detail, even though Pico seems to be shifting its focus towards games that support hand tracking without controllers, suggesting that Pico 5 controllers might be sold separately or as an optional accessories. And imagine if these new controllers could also work with Pico 4. Some times ago I reviewed Ghost Signal, a Stellaris game, a strategical roguelite experience developed by Paradox that puts you in control of the Aurora, tasked with investigating a mysterious distress signal from a remote area of the deep space. Fast Travel Games, who kindly provided the game key, has confirmed the release on PSVR 2 and SteamVR on October 5. I'm already playing it and I will talk about it again, even if the review is already on the channel. However, be aware, because the PSVR 2 and the SteamVR keys will be given away to two of you as a gift when I reach 12,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed yet, do it now and be active on the channel, because keys won't be given away randomly this time, but to the most engaged viewers. Well, playing Portal 2 was an absolutely blast. Definitely one of the craziest puzzle games where I ever played. The sterile laboratory environments, quirky characters, insane situations, and increasingly complex and mind-bending puzzle, and now you can experience all of this in VR thanks to a fan-made mode that adds full VR control support. Of course, you will need a PC copy of the game and follow some steps, but don't worry, I'll be posting a complete guide on how to play Portal 2 in VR very soon. Another reason to subscribe, right? Now, here's something exciting. The Immersed Visor, an AR headset featuring 2.5K OLED micro display per eye, and there is even a limited edition in 4K display per eye. Pre-order started last week, with the 2.5 model priced at $500 and the limited edition 4K at $750. However, simply pre-ordering doesn't mean you'll receive it right away. Immersed will gather a certain number of pre-orders before beginning the production process. Once that starts, users will need to provide a face scan because Visor is custom made. After that, the headset will be built and shipped. Keep in mind though that pre-orders can be cancelled, but only before sending the face scan. After the visor is made, Immersed won't issue any refund. Now, imagine a VR headset with this form factor. Quite impressive. I can't bear to hear people complaining about Quest 3 elastic strap anymore. Has it been released and I missed? Because if it hasn't been released yet, I wonder how you can complain about something you don't even have. Finally, an official rendering of Quest 3 with its Elite strap has been leaked, which is supposed to improve comfort and the overall experience with Meta's new headset. Quest 3 will come with a fabric strap similar to Quest 2, but more comfortable according to Meta and those who have already tried it. This is due to a different construction and the Quest 3 smaller size. However, don't worry, you will be able to purchase the Elite strap right from the start of Quest 3 pre-orders. And now, speaking of prices, it seems that Varjo has gone a bit crazy with the Varjo Aero price cut. They reduced it by $1,000, and this is for a headset with a resolution of 2880 by 2720 per eye tracking with automatic IPD adjustment and dynamic foveator rendering. Be careful though, because the price I mentioned is for the headset only. Varjo Aero requires external tracking base and controllers to work, which are not included in this price. However, you can still get Varjo Aero headset with $1,000 off. And if you add Valve Knuckles controller kit and Valve base stations, you get the wall package for $1,600, which is an incredible deal for a headset of this caliber. A few days ago you bombarded me on every social media platform with the link of the official gameplay trailers of Assassin's Creed Nexus, and in no time I released a video in which I provide more a description rather than my actual reaction. Actually, I explained why what you are seeing it's not the real gameplay of Assassin's Creed Nexus. After all, it says on the bottom, not actual gameplay. The real experience may vary. I also explained in my video that this trailer shows what you'd see in a video recorded from the headset and not what you'd see inside the headset with your eyes. Furthermore, all the movements and the animations are not performed by someone actually playing the game, but are artificially created. Now, this doesn't mean that Nexus won't be as shown in the trailer, but things could be different, so let's trust only what we will see when we will have it in front of our eyes inside our headset. And it's time for a new Humble Bundle, and if I'm talking about it in the channel, it means it's something special. For just $12 you can get Zero Caliber, Stride and Rick and Morty Virtual Reality. With $16 you can add Propagation Paradise Hotel and I Expect You to Die 2, and for $24 you can add Demio and Grimlord. As you know, Humble Bundle sell game keys and use the proceeds to help those in need. In this case, a portion of the sales will go to International Medical Corps and Direct Relief. I purchased the bundle with all the games, even if I already have them all, because I will give away the keys during the end of the year event to celebrate reaching 12,000 subscribers milestone. So guys, I want to give these keys away, again, especially since I already have all. It depends on you and how much you engage with the channel. Subscribe if you don't have already and bring more people in. Remember, be active and consistent in the videos, in live streamings, and spread the word. Okay, let's wrap up by discussing MetaQuest 3 and the supposed price for the higher storage version. If you're not aware, Quest 3 will definitively be available for pre-order during Metaga next September 27, and the first shipment are expected on October 10, with likely deliveries throughout the same week. Currently, we know for sure that the 128GB will be sold at $500, while there's another version which, according to recent leaks, will cost $650. The only doubt is still about the internal storage. Many sources suggest that it's more than 256GB and will likely be the 512. However, I think that price will be quite high if the internal storage is only 256GB. So in this case, or is actually the 512GB, or it could be sold in a bundle, headset 256GB and some accessories. But these are just speculation. To know for sure, keep following and we will find out together on September 27. Okay, these were the most important news of the week. I will see you in the comments to discuss about the topics. Like, subscribe and keep following. Support the channel using the super thanks button. That's all from Ben. See you next time. Take care, Riff Raff.